Welcome to Game Guys, this is your host Bricks, and today we're going to be going over the top communication tips to improve your gameplay in Hell Let Loose. Before we hit this full speed, I'd like to remind everybody that if you enjoyed this type of content, to give us a like and subscribe, and also make sure you hit that notification to get the latest up-to-date content from us. Now grab your Singars and take a seat, and let's jump right into these top communication tips. I'd like to start this video out by giving a shout out to Davey Swanson for giving us the idea for this video, and would like to encourage everyone to leave us a comment on something you would like to see. So the first thing you need to know about communication in Hell Let Loose is that it is vital to your success in the game. Not only is it difficult to effectively cooperate without communicating, but it'll really make this game more enjoyable and more immersive for you. And that leads me to my first tip. In order to communicate in the game, you gotta know the hotkeys to do so. And Hell Let Loose offers 3 different hotkeys for 3 different types of chat within the game. These keys are X as in X-ray, C as in Charlie, and V as in Victor. So starting on the left side of your keyboard, the X key is used for command chat. The only time that can be used is if you are a squad leader or the commander. As the commander, you can only use this chat and local chat, which we'll talk about later, and you can only hear the other squad leaders or others using local chat in your proximity. For the squad leaders, however, you can hear all of the other squad leaders, the commander, and your own squad, so this can get a little hectic. While everyone in command chat should be talking about what to do next and what plans that you're trying to do to get past the enemy and to win the game, this can be overwhelming for some. Command chat, while sometimes aggravating, can be very useful for accomplishing the team's goals. And we'll go over some examples of what kind of topics to use in each type of chat after we have gone over each type of chat. Next up, we have the C key, which will enable you to use squad chat or the squad channel. This, as it may sound, gives you the ability to talk to your squad leader and to the rest of your squad. And lastly, we have local chat, which is the V key. Local chat allows you to talk to other players within a certain vicinity, roughly 50 meters, around you. And now that we're done with the basics, let's go over some examples of what topics and what you're going to be saying within these individual channels. But please keep in mind that chat is situational. Not everything I say here will be used, and there may be 10 million things that you say that I've left out. So keep that in mind and just use the chat and what we're talking about to give you a good basis of what to use and when. Firstly, and most obviously, is when you see an enemy. You obviously want to let your squad know. You can also ping, but it's good to let your squad know along with the ping, such as enemy on ping, enemy sighted, contact, something of the like. You may, however, have to repeat this in local if there are others around, because it's good to let them know as well. They may not see what you're seeing and may not hear you in your squad chat. Next up is when you die. This, along with many other things, may change in Update 9, but currently, when you're downed and you have not released, you can still talk to others in local chat to call for a medic or to even spot other enemies. I can't describe how infuriating it is, especially when I'm a medic and I'm running up to pick someone up and they don't tell me that there's an enemy right on top of their body. This can also be used to tell your team and others around you, hey, there's an enemy around the corner to my right at 230 or something like that, to give them more information. And everything I'm saying here is pretty much twofold. If you're telling someone something, you can also be asking someone the same thing. So that's another reason to use your local and squad chat. If you hear guys getting shot at and you're running by them, ask them, where's that coming from? The more intel you share, the better chance the team has of winning. The next thing you want to communicate in game is an absolute must. Remember, this game is not a Call of Duty team deathmatch where everyone's just running around aimlessly shooting the first person they see or camping. To maximize your squad's chances of success, your squad leader and the commander above him needs this information to set different objectives. And a lot of times, these objectives are set by what others call out. So things that you observe are what you want to communicate the most. These are things such as enemy OPs, enemy garrisons, nodes, large groups of infantry, machine gunners, different types of armor. Really anything that you see that you feel is important, let somebody know. And then your squad leader or the commander will do what they need to do with that information. A quick example of this is if I'm taking out an enemy garrison, I'll tell my squad about it and ping it while I'm on it. I'll say taking out enemy garrison, and then I'll let them know when I'm done. Because there's always a chance that I don't make it, that I get shot beforehand or something else happens. And that way it can at least be marked or we have a general location so that the rest of the team can get together and we can try to assault that objective. And please note that as Davey Swanson asked, no, you do not have to use military terminology, things like that. Honestly, each branch of the military has different terminology. Even some squads and units have different terminology. However, whenever you're calling something out in the military, from my experience in the infantry, you want to use what's called the 3 Ds. That's distance, direction, and description. So as long as you're doing those things, you're being effective. And our last couple of examples are kind of similar to other things we've talked about, so we'll go kind of fast with them. The first of which is map information. In a lot of my videos, it's really hard for me to put in content because I pull up my map so often. And the reason I'm doing this is to, one, make sure that I'm keeping my bearing and that I know where others are on the map, but it also allows you to share information with your squad leader and other squads if you are the squad leader about things others might not be seeing. This includes things such as garrisons and OPs around you that may be going hot, a massive number of blueberries or teammates that went down in a certain area, or even a change in status to a previous or current objective so that you know if you're losing or gaining one and who's there to help out. And this information can simply be relayed in local squad or command chat by saying, "Guys, just want to let you know, garrison in Dog 4 is hot, enemies nearby." Something that simple can help your team keep a Gary up and keep your team in the fight. Lastly, we don't want to forget about the good old text chat. Text chat should primarily be used if for some reason your mic goes out or there's a VoIP bug, but it should always be used to say good game. Hell Let Loose has a great community, and although sometimes the games can get kind of heated and stressful, make sure you're being a good sport. Tell your squad good game at the end of the match and type it for all the team to see. Keep in mind, there's a million and one other things that you'd want to communicate within the game, but we don't want to keep you here all day. You'll learn over time how to call in enemy airheads by what they look like, enemy supplies, bombing runs, things like that. But hopefully this video did answer a couple questions for any new players out there. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more from us, then please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. And as always, until next time, we'll see you in game.